As we have previously learnt, there is an ever-growing need for unions in Qatar. A large number of workers are from India and Nepal. But despite being in the majority, rights have evaded migrant workers. What have they done to organize themselves? What challenges have they faced? And what rights have been won?
It's workers that know themselves the best, and they need to find ways to organize. And that is exactly, obviously, not possible in a state like Qatar.
Workers in Qatar face very severe restrictions organizing themselves. Building and Woodworkers International, or BWI, is an international organization that brings together 351 affiliated unions with 12 million members from 127 countries. BWI found out a decade ago that virtually nothing was known about the working conditions surrounding major sporting events. Through a concerted campaign around the issue by unions such as BWI and the General Federation of Nepalese Trade Unions, or GE-FONT, many positive changes have occurred in countries like Qatar.
If we'll go through this the accommodation and other thing, according to law, they will have all the facilities according to the contract. But if there is any problem getting this wage and other facilities, they can make a complaint through that apps. But they don't want to make that complaint because they have a fear that if they will be making the complaint, still they might be sent back to home country.
FIFA sponsors have also put pressure on the football industry in Qatar, since FIFA is wary of being associated with human rights abuses. Multinational construction companies, driven by works councils and national trade unions, have changed their behavior in Qatar. As a result, decision makers in Qatar have begun to shift as well. After the campaign, contact was established between the BWI, FIFA, and the Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy responsible for Qatar's World Cup infrastructure. BWI negotiated a memorandum of understanding with the Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy, which came into effect at the end of 2017. Since 2018, BWI has been conducting regular international inspections of World Cup construction sites and advising Qatari authorities on workplace safety. Now, workers are no longer charged commission fees. Taking into account the situation in different destination countries, GE-FONT has initiated what is known as GE-FONT formulas to protect migrant workers' rights. These include contacting trade unions in destination countries, obtaining membership of trade unions contacted and paying membership dues, requesting that they resolve the problems, staying in contact with the embassy and with human rights organizations. Yet the reality of the situation does not always live up to these rules. Although the kafala system has been formally abolished in Qatar, the reality is that this reform is hardly monitored. There is a lack of consistent audits and further steps being taken. Unions have continued the call for implementing further reforms that will remain in effect after the tournament. They have also demanded that penalties for violations be consistently applied. Qatar has ratified 5 of 8 Labour Code standards. In our next video, we will talk about the larger impact of sporting events on host cities and countries and why it is important to talk about it.